Alright, so here's the reading. I did 2 different decks because I felt the calling to, I guess. This one is Sacred Earth Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno and Leela J. Williams. And this one is The Divine Feather Messenger by Allison DeNicola, and the artwork is by David Shearer. I don't know if I'm saying which way of that is the right pronunciation, but these are the backs of some of them. I love these 2 decks. These are 2 of my favorites. Before I read them, though, I wanted to read some of what I posted earlier, the links of the meanings for this full moon, because these cards just completely reflected it. So yeah, I'm getting the feeling to read that first because I think it's really profound. So the full moon in Aquarius brings the opportunity to welcome change and start a new path of self-discovery. However, it's important to be mindful of the way you're communicating and avoid reacting from an emotional place. And that is from the website Ola. And the link is going to be in the post. And then it goes on to say that means people may feel a bit more reflective during this year's supermoon and likely to focus on themes like the future values that are important to them and being grounded in community. Not only that, but they also suggest it's well plus good suggests that it's a good time to talk about your boundaries, especially if you're not normally feeling heard. And then from a different resource, again, it will all be posted. The links will all be posted. This one is from Vogue. And I think it's interesting. Those mainstream magazines tend to post about this kind of thing. Tonight's full moon in Aquarius will be a special one. It's referred to as a super blue moon because it's the 3rd of the summer season and it's linked to spirituality and awakening, according to Moon Sisters Paris founder Alexander Frida Marty. It's a moon conducive to awareness. Yoga, meditation, and astrology expert Noor Pillay adds, blue moons are rare, occurring every 2.5 years or so this is a moon we'll be paying particular attention to. The Aquarius full moon highlights our relationship with groups, communities, and the human collective as a whole, and encourages us to call upon our creativity to serve others, add value to our community, or address relevant collective issues. The presence of Venus and Mars in square to each other brings relational themes to the table and offers us the opportunity to reflect on how our relationships and how we show up in relationships needs to change in order for us to mature and grow. At this time, we have the opportunity to recognize and address the inner conflicts and insecurities that prevent us from valuing ourselves, fully engaging in what we value, taking action to achieve our goals, and taking responsibility for ourselves and our desires. Just that alone, from my view, totally represents where the world is right now and where the collective energy is right now. It is so resonant to what's going on right now. I think it's just people are truly starting to stick to their values and stick up for what they believe in and figure out what they believe in for themselves instead of what any external source tells them to believe. And I think that whole sense of self-independence and figuring out who we each are individually and how we can help each other collectively is completely happening right now, and I think that's wonderful. And then it also says reflect on your relationship with technology. I'm not going to read this part completely, but it says it's an opportunity to get rid of habits that don't serve us and be clear about how we want to relate to others, technology, and the internet. So I've seen that within my own life, and kind of what's coming through on that is like figure out how you can have a cooperative relationship with technology and don't let it do everything for you, but also if there's something you're struggling with that it does have the ability to help with, it can help to not be so resistant to that and to allow it to take some place in your life, and maybe it can help you with some of the things that are more stressful or more complicated or more time consuming. That way you can spend more time with your other goals and other things that you want to do within your life. And then the last one, it says accepting radical changes, and this is huge. The blue full moon in Aquarius brings a dynamic, almost electric energy into our lives, motivating us to revolutionize our reality, free ourselves from stagnation, and make long overdue changes. The activation of Uranus increases the possibility of experiencing realizations through shocking and unexpected events, ruptures, and the sudden loss of something that represents stability and security. Open-mindedness, flexibility, and trust in life are necessary at this time, as our plans could change radically and unexpectedly, then be altered again as Mercury is in retrograde. It's essential to strengthen our ability to accept unpredictability and uncertainty. Despite the discomfort that often arises during periods of transition or when change is forced rather than chosen, many of us will be able to connect with a new sense of freedom and power. At this time, we will have the opportunity to see ourselves and our lives in a new light, and many of us will be able to access a new level of consciousness and awaken the dormant potential within. And that, I don't think I need to explain that. That is just phenomenally incredible, both in how resonant it is to everything going on right now, but also, sorry about that, the video got cut off. Accidentally ended. But it's so resonant to everything going on right now. That last part was just kind of what I said at first, but also further, I can't even, if you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe you might not be paying attention to things and people around you, but the energies, to me, this is very obvious in everyday life and very resonant to what's going on in the collective right now. So to the reading, and these just, I had to read that because after doing the reading, these were both just right along those lines. So first I did the motion, the Sacred Earth reading. So motion, it's a beautiful picture. You can interpret that intuitively too. And just the word, motion, action. Like it said, long overdue changes, that would definitely fall under motion. And then what the book says about it. The earthly meaning. Cause and effect. Know what you want for the future and act accordingly. Be aware of the forces influencing your decisions. A spoke in the wheel is a minor setback, not a disaster. Deal with it quickly and move on. Shifting a single limiting belief will release a flood of creativity, insight, and confidence. Replace hope for change with acting for change. Spiritual meaning is you have the power to free yourself from the lingering sense of guilt and fear that is holding you back. You can choose to let go, or you can hold on. This card encourages you to release the blocks in your otherwise divine plan and be free. Remove the debris of doubt and be moved to hope as love and charity flow within you once more. Or clarity, sorry. And then the insight from it, everything is in constant motion. Coastlines, continents, and mountains are all moving. Some things move much slower than others, and movement can be imperceptible. Our planet is moving, so even as we sit still, we are changing our position in space, and all that movement has a cause. Every movement is caused by another, going all the way back to the first movement, the very first act at the point of creation. Motion is predictable and largely mechanical. Setting a goal or a dream in motion is not a mysterious undertaking. It is mechanical. It requires action. The act of study moves ignorance to knowledge. A first attempt brings you closer to achievement. An act of love moves chaos to harmony. Newton's first law of motion states that every object will remain at rest or in uniform motion in a straight line unless compelled to change its state by the action of an external force. Likewise, people rarely change course unless compelled to do so by something outside of themselves. Knowing your underlying motives, the forces that compel you, can predict your direction, but it is your actions that take you there. And then it includes, the exceptions are very small objects like atoms and objects traveling at or near the speed of light. And then the divine feathers, the statement on the card, it's for the wren bird is the feather I chose. This is the feather. And I picked both of these. I usually pick from the middle of the stack, and I always shuffle the cards or just let them be rearranged as I pick them up and move them. So I almost always get a different card from a completely different part of the stack from where it used to be. So be bold and confident. Use all of your resources to create your dreams. And let's see what the rest of it says in the book. Okay. The wren is a small springtime bird that is said to be the king of birds and lucky as well. Adored as much as the robin in lore, we see wren in many folk tales as an adaptable and resourceful bird. His powerful voice gives the impression of a much larger bird and allowed it to sing all day with great confidence. The wren's sensitivity to temperature indicates that we too need to be sensitive to extremes. Wren is clever, and the pagan traditions associated this messenger to the earth gods and goddesses with sharing their earth-based wisdom. The wrens help us to realize we are the some of all of our gifts. The message, the divine wren flutters in to remind you that you already possess the resources you need. Rather than seeking more, looking here and there, now is the time to stand strongly and confidently. In this acceptance of what is already present, you will create the shift you seek. Watch out for any tendency towards extreme behavior. It is important to find the balance rather than overdo it. Being bold and confident comes from strength within, not from a false sense of self. Wren guides you beautifully through this new exploration and invitation to grow. The gift of this messenger is adaptability. The energies are confidence, resources, and adaptability. The seasons are winter and spring. The elements are earth and air. The colors are brown and gray, and the affirmation is, my confidence and inner strength guide me forward. And here's this. So, all right, well, thank you. And sounds like it's clearing up outside, so hopefully I can do a couple little hand pan sessions, or whatever you want to call them, blessings, improvs throughout the night, and if I don't tonight, the next couple days I'll keep doing that. And thank you to anyone who listened, and have a great night. And again, happy full moon to everybody, and may these blessings all be with you.